If you look at my screen, I'm sharing a YouTube video screenshot here. It's from a channel called Think Stocks. So basically, this person had shared a hypothetical portfolio, right? So he has compared the S&P 500 and the QQQ index with a list of 14 stocks that he had assembled back in 2020, and then he's put in a hypothetical investment of $10,000 in each of these for a total of 140,000. And then he calculated as of July 2023 that his portfolio returned 23%, 140,000 becoming 172,600, whereas the index has fared a little better. S&P doing 189 grand and QQQ doing 187 600. So I thought this was very interesting, so I wanted to use this as a base and to see what is the state of this portfolio as of today, which is November 14th, 2024, and to see how this portfolio has fared in another year. So that's what I came up with in this spreadsheet. So basically, I pulled SPY, QQQ, and I also pulled VOO and QQQM, which are similar indexes but with a slightly lower expense ratio. Um, so I did the same calculation here, 140 grand investment back in October 11th, 2020. And these many units were bought for this cost on this date, and then what would the value be today, right? As of 14th November 2024, which is roughly a little over 4 years. And then the indexes have gotten to, like, the S&P has got to 239, 372 with VOO, maybe slightly due to the better expense ratio. And then the QQQ and QQQM have returned roughly 246 to 47K. And let's see what this basket of 14 stocks did during this time. So the basket has returned 292,235 and $61.61, primarily due to Nvidia, right? So if you look at this, Etsy, PayPal, Square, Adobe, PayPal and Square have lost money during this time period, this 4 years. But Adobe has broken even pretty much. Shopify and SPGI and Visa did okay. Like, they made like 40 to 50% money, and even Netflix made 50%. Apple, Microsoft, Intuit, Meta, and Google almost made 100% return. Like, at 10,000 became almost 20,000. But the clear winner here is the superstar here is Nvidia. That was a 10 bagger, right? The 10,000 investment in 4 years went to like almost 107,000, so that this particular stock carried this portfolio, right? So basically, it beat the S&P 500 handily, 74% versus almost 110%, but primarily due to Nvidia, right? So that's what I wanted to share here. And I also wanted to uh, do a hypothetical comparison, right? Instead of by Nvidia, if you had gone with Amazon, right? So because Amazon was the superstar for the past 10 years, like say for 2020 to 2020, that was the stock to own. Nvidia is the current superstar, obviously, right? So if for any reason, if you had gone with Amazon, you would have done really worse in this time period. So because Amazon would have returned like almost 3,000 more than your initial investment, and your total portfolio return would be 42% as opposed to 74. You would have been trailing the S&P uh, uh, quite a bit. And if you had switched out Nvidia for Tesla, you would have done a little better than Amazon, but not so much better, right? So Tesla would have doubled your money, right? 10,000 would have gone 21, pretty good. but it was not a 10 bagger during this time frame, right? So during this 4-year period, I Tesla was just able to double your investment. So you would have got 207,000, which is a 48% return. So this goes on to show the power of the indexes, right? So if you just split your money between Vivo and Vivo and QQQM, you have done pretty well. Like you have gotten 243,000 in the 4 years, which is more like 100,000 more than your initial investment for the 74% return. So I didn't include dividends in this calculation, so that would skew the numbers a little bit. Maybe it would be like 80% return. I don't know. Instead of 74, you'll get a slightly higher return. And then obviously you have to add the dividends of the companies. And most of them don't pay dividends in this group, if I'm not wrong, but there could be some that would be paying. I mean, Apple pays 1% dividend or something like that. So that's what I wanted to share. So, I mean, if you're really confident about a particular stock would do well in the next 10, 15 years, there's no issues in taking a position. You can definitely take a position in one or a basket of stocks, but there is a good chance that you may not pick the next Nvidia at the right time, right stock at the right time. So there is a good chance that that may not happen. So it's totally a good approach to stick with indexes and then get a decent return, right? I mean, obviously you may not get 110, 120, but you will do far better than 40 to 48 as well, right? So thank you for listening. Bye.